Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, depends on wherever you are. I think I've got it covered. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Welcome to LinkedIn Live with Steve White. The purpose of our monthly get togethers is to just share insights. The world is shifting and moving so rapidly. It's important that we stay connected with each other and share best practices, share ideas, share thoughts, share struggles, share successes. And that's the purpose of these monthly visits, to talk about how we can all live our best life, how we can all stay focused on our purpose and our why. So again, thank you for joining LinkedIn Live with Steve White. We've got an exciting session scheduled for you today. But first of all, let me just say happy Mother's Day. I know we're a week ahead of time. I know Mother's Day is not until Sunday, but since I'm with you today, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers to be. Happy Mother's Day to my mother and my wife, two of the most important people in my life. We've got some special things planned for these two great ladies this Sunday. And then before I get into today's topic, thank you for all of you who have purchased my book, Uncompromising. We're having a lot of fun with it. We've received a lot of positive feedback. So if you've read the book, thank you. If you don't mind, write a review somewhere, put it on your social media site, go to Amazon, wherever you buy your books, write a review. That's always helpful for a new author, is for people to hear others talk about the book. So write a review. If you have not read my book, please go purchase it. It's on Amazon. It's on wherever you go buy your books. And the title of the book is called Uncompromising. And so I hope you will support it. So as I interact with folks on social media, as I interact with teammates in my own company at Comcast, this whole idea of how do you navigate uncertainty in a shifting workplace, a shifting world? How do you stay focused? How do you stay committed? How do you just stay focused on what's going to make you reach all of your goals? And I recently wrote an article for Fast Company, and we talked about this whole idea of navigating uncertainty in the shifting workplace. Now, let's be clear. There's always uncertainty. It's certainly getting a lot more attention now, but every day there's a level of uncertainty in the workplace. But I think we all can agree the level of uncertainty now is just probably at an all-time high. So I was going to give you two things to think about, but I'm going to give you a bonus. We're going to talk about three critical things that you need to keep top of mind for you as you navigate this uncertainty. Number one, always starts with asking yourself the most important question we all can ask ourselves. We talk about it often. The two most important days in your life is the day you're born, and the second is when you know why. So recenter yourself on your purpose and your why. And we often talk, people say, well, Steve, how do I find my why? I always start with three questions. Number one, what are you really good at? Number two, what are you passionate about? And number three, what would you do for free? If you could answer those three questions, then look for the themes, where the connection points are. That will start to put you on the path of reflecting and identifying your purpose and why. My purpose and why is exactly what I'm doing right now. How do I help create a table of prosperity for as many people as possible? And that's why we're doing this LinkedIn Live. Hopefully, we will make a difference. Hopefully, we will say something. Hopefully, we, through our actions, will make a difference for you as you try to live your best life. So number one, for navigating uncertainty in the work world, in the workplace, and just life in general, ask yourself the most important question. Why was I placed on this earth? The more you can get centered on that as the world is changing around you, it allows you to stay centered on what's important to you and why you've been placed on this earth. So number one way to navigate an uncertain workplace, ask that telling question. Why was I placed on this earth? And number two, become the chief repeater and completer. Now, what does that mean? Chief repeater. First of all, once you identify your why, then think about how you create the most value for your organization. Where do you add value? And if you're not sure, that's a challenge, and you need to go figure out why. You need to ask yourself some tough questions. You need to go spend time with your teammates. You need to look at your body of work. But really focus on where you add value. I know in my work life, my major focus was to stay as close to the profit and loss statement as possible, because therefore the results for me were easily measurable and I could see exactly every minute, every day, how I was creating value. So you might work in human resources. You might be the chief diversity officer. You might work in finance. You might work in operations where it's not always as clear. So getting clear with how you create value for the organization, and then keep repeating that not only to yourself, but to your colleagues and your boss, so they understand and you understand where you create value. And also it helps you identify where you can actually create more value for the company. So kind of become this chief repeater in your head. Let's start there. How do I help my company be successful? Because the clearer you can be on that, it helps you as you have conversations around your performance reviews or whatever, how you create value. And so if you're not sure, you want to get a good understanding of where you are. So kind of become that chief repeater. And then once you understand how you create value, then complete it every single day. Look yourself in the mirror and say, did I complete my work today? And can I measure the impact that I created for my organization? Because in a shifting workplace, companies are trying to figure out how do they win. And most good leaders know the way you win is, one, you got to create a great culture, but probably more important, you got to have the best people on your team. And so the more I understand the value that you create, the better understanding I have of how you add value, the more I reach out to you, the more I need you, the more assignments that you're going to get, because I can see very clearly where you create value. So kind of become that chief repeater in your head. How do I create value? And so therefore, every day through your activities, you can ask yourself, is this creating value for my organization? Is this a nice to do, or is this something that's really going to make a difference? So as we navigate an uncertain world, number one, ask yourself that telling question. Why was I placed on this earth? Am I living my best life? Am I passionate about it? Would I do it for free? And am I good at it? Because the more passionate you are, the better you are at something that you would even do for free, people will see that and they're attracted to you. And then number two, become that chief repeater. Understand how you create value for the organization, repeat it constantly in your head, and throughout your workday, chat with yourself to say, am I creating value by this activity? If not, challenge yourself and go a different way. And then number three, put a good chip on your shoulder. People call it a bad chip, and there can be bad chips, but put that good chip on your shoulder, because that sparks innovation, that sparks activity. Now, what do I mean by a good chip on your shoulder? It means putting this little button on your shoulder that says, I'm going to be tenacious. I'm going to fight. I'm going to give a level of effort that is unimaginable. And that's not based on number of hours worked. I know people, they can work 10 hours a day and not really create value. But whether it's 6 hours a day, 8 hours a day, now whatever your workday looks like, bring that level of intensity, bring that level of focus, and that will allow you to generate even greater results which then allows others to see the value that you create. Does that make sense? So 3 ways to navigate uncertainty in a shifting workplace. Number 1, ask yourself that telling question. Why am I here? Why was I placed on this earth? Am I passionate about what I do? Because you just can't fake it. So get centered on your purpose and why. Number 2, understand how you create value for the organization. Become that chief repeater in your head and share it with your boss. And now you have a lens every single day to evaluate how you're spending your time. And if you're doing something that's not adding value, then really question, why am I doing this? Why I've been asked to do it? And really come to grips. Is that creating value for your company? Whether it's your individual company, in my case, Steve White Incorporated, or for my company, in this case, Comcast. Challenge yourself. And then finally, put that good chip on your shoulder, because tenacity and putting points on the board and putting in that extra effort, that is what's going to get noticed. And when things are uncertain, when everything is crazy around us, what leaders look for is certainty. And if they know they can count on you because you bring a level of certainty, because you're committed to what you're doing, because you're living your why. Number 2 is you have a clear sense of how you create value, and therefore all your time is focused on creating value for the organization. And you're doing it with a level of intensity and tenaciousness. That's how you get recognized. That's how you get noticed. And while everything is going crazy around us, your bosses are looking for certainty and knowing that they can count on you because you are committed to the 3 things we just outlined allows you to stand above the crowd and allows you to navigate the uncertainty that we're experiencing in the workplace. So I hope today was helpful. Again, thank you for listening today. Thank you for purchasing the book. If you haven't, please go purchase it. Check out my website. There's a lot of information there at stevewhitespeaks.com. All my appearances and other nuggets of information that might help you as you navigate this uncertain time. And please continue to follow me on social media, whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but primarily on Facebook and LinkedIn. That's kind of where I hang out quite a bit. Please follow me. My hope is that you will find value in the things that we're sharing based on a lot of years of experience, some successes, but also some failures. And then finally, share this with a friend, because if someone can benefit from the book, from the website, these LinkedIn Lives, or some of the social media posts, please pay it forward. I really do appreciate it. So thank you again for joining me today. LinkedIn Live with Steve White. I'll see you in June. Have a great day and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and the mothers to be out there. Thank you. Have a good day.